Kyle Richards is currently the last original housewife standing in Beverly Hills, and while the mainstream media wants you to believe it is because of her charm or her split from Mauricio, the reality is much darker. The truth is that Kyle has spent the last 14 years meticulously dismantling every single person who could challenge her position in the hierarchy, including her own blood. This isn't just about a TV show. This is a masterclass in social warfare. Today, we're looking at the real timeline of how Kyle Richards stayed at the top by stepping on the necks of her closest allies. We're going into the deleted evidence from the early seasons, the industry fallout that cost her a sister, and the context the PR teams are currently trying to scrub from the internet to protect the Richards brand. Now, before we get into the timeline they're trying to scrub, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. The mainstream media is currently being paid to bury this story, but I'm showing you the receipts they deleted and the context they're too scared to post. Don't let the PR spin win. Join the drip right now. Look at the timestamp on this deleted IG story from 2 years ago, which proves Kyle was already planting seeds about Kathy Hilton's alleged meltdown long before the cameras even started rolling for that season. This is the Kyle Richards playbook in action. She identifies a threat, she creates a narrative, and she uses the production team as her personal hit squad. To understand the loyalty hierarchy, you have to go back to season 1. The limo fight wasn't a family dispute. It was a strategic outing of Kim Richards' struggle with sobriety. Kyle knew that by exposing Kim, she became the hero and the martyr, while Kim became the liability. This was revelation number 2. Kyle will always choose the show over her family because the show is her power source. When you look at her relationship with Lisa Vanderpump, the pattern repeats. LVP was the fan favorite, and Kyle couldn't handle being second best. She waited years for the perfect opening, and when Puppygate happened, she didn't just participate, she led the charge to force Lisa off the show entirely. Industry insiders have long whispered that Kyle has a unique relationship with the producers that allows her to edit her own life while exposing everyone else's. This brings us to revelation number 1, the industry secret. Kyle is an unofficial producer. She doesn't just film the scenes, she casts the villains. Think about it. Anyone who challenges Kyle is gone within 2 seasons. Brandi Glanville, Carlton Gebbia, and even Camille Grammer at her peak were all neutralized because they saw through the act. Kyle uses a tactic called the honest woman, where she demands everyone else be open and honest about their lives, while she keeps her own marriage under a tight seal for over a decade. The Mauricio cheating rumors have been circulating since season 3, but notice how they are never a main storyline until Kyle decides she wants a new narrative. This leads to revelation number 3, the PR stunt versus genuine chaos. The separation from Mauricio and the sudden intense friendship with Morgan Wade isn't just a midlife crisis. It is a calculated move to stay relevant in a changing media landscape. By baiting the audience with her sexuality and her marital status, she ensures she is the center of the conversation for season 14 and 15. She is using the same loyalty hierarchy tactics she used on her sisters, but this time she is using her husband. Look at how she handled Dorit Kemsley recently. As soon as Dorit started getting too much sympathy for her own struggles, Kyle began pulling away and questioning their friendship on camera. In Kyle's world, there is only room for one main character. If you are not serving her storyline, you are a target. Revelation number 4 is the fallout. The reason Kathy Hilton didn't speak to Kyle for years after the season 12 reunion wasn't just because of what happened in Aspen, it was because Kyle allowed Lisa Rinna to do the dirty work of attacking Kathy, while Kyle sat back and cried. This is her signature move. She throws the stone and then hides her hand behind a tissue. According to a source close to the production team, Kyle has spent years cultivating a culture of fear, where the other women are afraid to bring up her husband's business lawsuits or the truth about her family dynamics because they know she can have them fired. The loyalty hierarchy isn't about friendship. It is about who is willing to protect Kyle's secret in exchange for a diamond. As we move into the next era of Beverly Hills, the question isn't who Kyle will betray next, but who is left to betray. She has already gone through her sisters, her best friends, and now her husband. To truly grasp the depth of this manipulation, you have to look at the hidden mechanics of season 1. Fans remember the line, "You stole my goddamn house," but they don't remember the context of the property in Palm Springs. Insider documents suggest that while Kim was the childhood breadwinner, it was Mauricio and Kyle who systematically moved her out of family assets, using her addiction as a legal lever. When Kyle screamed those words in the back of the limo, it wasn't a slip of the tongue. It was a warning. She was telling Kim that she owned the narrative and she owned the assets. This is how the Richards hierarchy was born. Kyle took the trauma of their upbringing under Big Kathy and weaponized it against her sisters to ensure she was the one who ended up with the Hilton-level lifestyle. For years, people asked how Kyle could stay so close to Lisa Vanderpump after Rinna attacked Kim's sobriety and even suggested Kim was close to death. The answer is simple. Rinna was a tool. Kyle used Rinna to say the things Kyle was too scared to say herself. This kept her hands clean in the eyes of the viewers, while her enemies were being shredded on national television. Look at the transition from LVP to the Fox Force 5. Kyle didn't just want Lisa Vanderpump gone, she wanted her entire legacy erased. She orchestrated a pact with Teddy Mellencamp, Rinna, and Erika Jayne to ensure that no matter what happened, they would never turn on each other. But as we saw in the most recent seasons, that pact only applied as long as it benefited Kyle. When Erika Jayne's legal troubles became a liability, Kyle was the first one to start laughing at the situation behind Erika's back during those infamous dinners. She masks her betrayals with anxiety and tears, so the audience feels sorry for her while she is actively ruining someone's reputation. The current situation with Morgan Wade is the ultimate evolution of this strategy. For years, Kyle was the perfect Beverly Hills wife, but when the ratings for the show began to dip and the audience grew tired of the fake perfection, she pivoted. She didn't just announce a separation, she created a mystery. She planted clues like matching tattoos and cryptic song lyrics to force the audience to investigate her. She turned her own marriage into a digital scavenger hunt. According to sources on the set of season 14, Kyle refused to even say Morgan's name on camera initially because she knew that the silence would create more headlines than the truth ever could. She is a master of the slow burn. She knows that in reality television, the truth is boring, but the hunt for the truth is worth millions in advertising revenue. This brings us back to the loyalty hierarchy. Kyle's daughters have now been brought into the fold as part of her PR strategy. By filming emotional scenes with them, discussing her sexuality and the divorce, she is insulating herself from criticism. No one wants to attack a mother who is being supported by her children. It is a brilliant shield. But meanwhile, Mauricio is reportedly feeling the sting of being cast as the villain in the very show he helped build through his real estate connections. Let's talk about the production receipts. It has been reported that Kyle has a standing agreement with the executive producers that certain topics are off limits for her, while she is allowed to push for the investigation of others. This is why we spent an entire season talking about a dog, but not a single episode talking about the federal lawsuits involving Mauricio's business for years. She controls the information. If you look at the cast members who have been fired versus those who have stayed, it always comes back to their loyalty to Kyle. If you are a friend of Kyle, you get a favorable edit and a long contract. If you challenge her, you are labeled as crazy or a liar, and you are gone by the reunion. This is why the show has felt stagnant for many fans. It isn't a reality show anymore, it is the Kyle Richards show, and everyone else is just an uncredited extra in her quest for total social dominance. The betrayal of Kathy Hilton Aspen was the final piece of the puzzle. Kyle knew that Kathy was a fan favorite from her first season as a friend of. Kyle couldn't let her sister be more popular than her, so she facilitated the environment for a meltdown and then let the most hated person on the cast, Lisa Rinna, carry out the execution. Even when Kathy was pleading for her sister's support, Kyle chose the producers and her spot on the show over her own flesh and blood. That is the ultimate proof of where her loyalty lies. It is not with her family, it is with the camera. As we look forward to the next chapter, it is clear that the drip is starting to leak faster than Kyle can manage. The fans are waking up to the manipulation. They are seeing the patterns. They are realizing that the nice girl from the Midwest who just wanted everyone to get along is actually the one holding the remote control. The loyalty hierarchy is crumbling because there is no one left to trust her. When you have betrayed everyone from your sister to your best friends to your husband, you eventually find yourself alone at the top of the mountain. Kyle Richards may have won the battle for Beverly Hills, but she has lost the war for her own legacy. The receipts are out, the context is clear, and the PR spin is finally losing its power. Don't let the tears fool you. This was always the plan. The Richards sisters were raised to survive at any cost, and Kyle is the only one who learned how to turn that survival into a multi-million-dollar empire built on the wreckage of her relationships.